Welcome to yet another beautiful edition of Think Better, Do Good Better series of business and entrepreneurship. Today, I'm going to be talking about the art of handling business succession. The art of the art of handling business succession. My name is Kato Mukasa. I'm an economist and international commercial lawyer and an entrepreneurship coach. This is all about business because it's our profession, it's our passion, it's our desire to share with you what we do. We're a consultants company and you can always give us work having known what we can offer you. So today we are handling the art of handling business succession. Now, we all know that companies make things happen, NGOs make things happen, but this time around, we are talking about profit-making companies, profit-making ventures, profit-making organizations, not NPOs, not NGOs, but profit-making companies. You start a company, it becomes so successful, and you reach a point and you want to quit. You reach a point and you want to hand it over to another person to take over. I should warn you, as I've been saying, that most businesses don't make their first birthday. I did research in 2007 when I was writing my book, How to Start a Business. And when I was consulting the government of Uganda, Minister of Gender, my research was that many businesses, over 60% of the businesses in Uganda, were not making their first birthday. They were collapsing. So I'm not talking about a collapsing business today. I'm talking about a business that has been able to survive and live. But the owner, for some reasons, the proprietor, for some reasons, or the directors, for some reasons, want to let new blood take over. Or, for some reasons, the director, the owners die. But before you die, because you will die, I will die, do you have a succession strategy? Do you have a succession strategy? I think Better Consultants, we're a company, but of course, we have a succession strategy. That's why we are 8 of us. If Kato Mukasa died today, others can take over. But we make sure that those who are going to take over, those who are going to continue managing the company, exactly know our ethical values. Now, today I'm going to talk about the art of handling business succession, and I'm going to be sharing with you 12 rules on what to do to ensure that your company outlives you. You will find the rest of these principles in our other episodes and works. But today, I'm going to be sharing with you 12 principles, 12 rules, what you have to do to make your company outlive you. I gave the example of Lloyds Bank, which is my bank here in the UK. The bank has been in existence for over 300 years. Lloyds Bank has been in existence for over 300 years. How does this bank make it? Because definitely the owners died a long time ago. Lloyd died and his partner died, but the bank still lives. So those few companies that outlive the owners definitely have a succession plan, a system that makes them survive. Number one, quitting as a strategy versus quitting as a tactic. Learn quitting, Q-U-I-T, quitting as a strategy versus quitting as a tactic. Now, this is very, very important. Many business owners don't know exactly what to do. That's why they end up dying in their own movies. That's why when they die, their companies die. Sometimes, of course, their companies die before they die. When they're on their deathbed, the company is dead. Now, quitting as a strategy versus quitting as a tactic. Quitting as a strategy versus quitting as a tactic. Quitting. Now, quitting is you have to live. You have to exist. You have to exit. One of the problems we have in Africa are selfish leaders, politicians who think that our countries belong to them. And I think Museveni is one of them. People who think that the country belongs to them. When you look at West Africa and other countries, you have leaders who have been in power for over 40 years. Now, they don't have anything to do with succession. They think succession will come when they are dead. Now, you cannot run a business like that. If you cannot run a company like that, you cannot run a business like that. You must have a quitting strategy, but you decide, is it going to be a tactic or a strategy? How does it become a tactic? When your habits are wrong, when your tactics are wrong, when your approach are wrong, revise them, quit them. When your marketing strategy is dead, you are no longer making deals happen. You are into losses. You are being sued. Examine your company. Examine your strategy. Examine your activities. Quit them. Leave them alone. Stop doing what is bad. Give clients more of what they want and less of what they don't want. You quit that as a strategy, as a tactic. Now, quitting as a strategy means that because you want your company to outlive you, you leave the bad things and you maintain the good things. Now, your strategy is that your business must outlive you. Your business must outlive you. That is quitting as a strategy. Quitting as a tactic, leave the bad things alone. Quitting as a strategy, do everything as you quit to ensure that your business outlives you. It takes us to point number 2. Plan your exit early. Plan your exit early. Plan your exit early. Plan your exit early. The earlier you do that, the better. So rule number 2 is you must plan your exit early. Now, how do you plan your exit early? You plan your exit early by mentoring people to take over you early. The day you become a director is the day you begin thinking of who is going to take over you. That's what you say, plan your exit early, as principle number 2, as rule number 2. You mentor others. The problem we have with many companies in Africa is that the owners think that they are alpha and omega of the company, that even the best of his friends don't know anything about the so-called secrets of the company. So plan your exit early means plan it going forward by mentoring, not 1, not 2, not 10, so many people that are going to take over you. You have a pool of people that actually share your vision, share your dream and passion, and are going to take over you. And it's a gradual process. Training is not a one-day affair that, okay, I'm leaving next month, so I'm giving you Kato to take over. No, that's not how they do it. You start mentoring people the day you start the company. Number 3, communicate your succession plan early. Communicate your succession plan early. Number 3 is communicate your succession plan early. Now, you must have a succession plan, and this succession plan must be out there. How do you do that? You have directors, you have managers, you have assistants. Why would you be having assistants? Practically, an assistant is learning from you. So you have to be with assistants, not one, not two, not three, but also you mentor other workers. Now, as you communicate your strategy, you say it openly. But look, I'm immortal. I'm not going to live forever. I'm going to exit at one point. But I believe that when I go, so and so and so and so, all of you can take over. And I'm now teaching you the art of succession. You have to be with the ethical consideration. You have to be with the passion, the value, the vision, the mission of the organization. So you communicate always in your board meetings. You build trust and confidence in the people you work with. Number four, outline the qualities of your successor. Outline the qualities of your successor. Now, because you are sure about your intentions, not overstay, to live and retire in happiness, you have to outline the qualities of your successor or succession. Fine. Now, you keep on telling people that the person I want to become a managing director when I'm retired should have these qualities, should be able to do things this way, should actually be better than myself, should avoid my mistakes, should be A, B, C, D. You keep on talking about this in body meetings, in workers' meetings. You keep on sharing. Look, this company must continue after us. Look, we are growing. We are growing. We are now even in years. We must now try to train others. Why do Indians beat us? Those of you have been saying Indians do business in Africa, but of course here in Europe. An Indian mentors his child right from infancy. Child is 5 years, is going to sell to the business of the father. If they're having a shop, they are going together. If they're having a garden, they're going together. A boy at 10 years knows how to drive a car, knows how to deliver goods, knows how to negotiate, knows how to buy stuff. This is how the Indians beat us, because they train their children to value money, to value business. Similarly, Muslims, I've been observing Muslim community in Uganda. They are smarter than actually many people. Many Muslims in Uganda, the Muslims I grew up seeing, didn't actually take education so seriously. Formal education, this university stuff and all that. They would train their children, especially the boy child, on work. When I was growing up in the 80s, many of the boys who were Muslims ended up doing their father's businesses. And today, basically, many of them are more successful than many of us, because they learned how to do business, and their fathers were preparing them to succeed them. What do we do, the rest of us? We wait. Yet, technically, my child cannot succeed my office. But if I have a garden, if I have any other work that is hands-on, it's better to train my son, my daughter to do what I do. So that's the point I'm talking about. You outline the qualities of this person you want to take over. You communicate. You plan your exit early. You understand the difference between quitting as a tactic and quitting as a strategy. Next, as a quality, you work with your successor. Work with your successor. Work with your successor. Not one, not two. I would say work with your successors. Now, companies that have existed for hundreds of years, they have a mentorship program that allows workers, that allows people from different diversity learn. They have what they call apprenticeship. They have mentorship programs. They liberally there, so that young people, the best out of the best from universities, are picked and trained. When I left Makerere University in 2001, The best were being picked to go to a few companies where they worked. UNDP, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and the others. I remember many of those guys were so sharp in class, were being picked by these companies. And that's how I got a chance to work with one of the best organizations anyway by the time, because they could scout people that they thought were good enough to go and work with them. So these companies have a succession strategy. KPMG, PricewaterhouseCoopers, UNDP. Now, a successful company must be able to spot very sharp youth who are simply finishing universities and give them jobs. I've known law firms in Uganda. Katenda Sempe was one of them, a law firm that always supports the best law students and then give them a chance to practice with them, because they want to get the best, the ambitious ones, to take over so that the company does not die with the founders. The company continues going forward with the best lawyers in the country. Now, that's what we call working with your successor, because you continue mentoring them as you live. Next is plan for a season of conflict. Next point is plan for a season of conflict. Now, businesses have conflicts. I've told you I've been working for the last 20 years. I began working in 2002. Actually, formally working because I was working before that year, but I began formally working in 2002. Those are 20 years of working, 23 years of officially working. So I know how conflicted the companies are. I've been able to work with international companies, local companies. I've been able to start my own company. So I know how you cannot avoid conflicts. Now, if you're going to have a succession plan that works, in that plan, factor in a conflict resolution plan. How do you resolve conflicts in an organization? Are you the kind of guy who simply calls them and intimidates them? Trust me, your company will die the day you die. Your company will be dead on your deathbed. The moment you cannot solve conflicts, you don't have a comprehensive conflict resolution plan, your company will be dead. At Think Better, Do Good Better, we have conflict resolution plan strategies. We can always give your company this consultancy, this advice. Whatever I'm talking about here, we have developed systems that we can offer your company to have a conflict resolution strategy, so that you know what to mean. What do we mean with a disciplinary committee? What do we mean with the rules committee? What do we mean with handling conflict of interests? If you have your son in the company, how do you manage that? If they do wrong, how do you manage that? What do experienced leaders do? What do successful companies do to avoid conflict in succession? Next, work and support the new leader. Next rule, you must work and support the new leader. Now, once you appoint a successor, you must not quit because you have appointed them. You stay. In UK here, I'm watching a TV series called Riches. Very beautiful TV series, dramatized by English people here who are talking about business. But they have that segment where they are showing you in practice what happens if you don't create succession or when you create it badly. The TV series is called Riches. Very beautiful series. Now, you must work with your successor and you must support them so that people know when you say, okay, I'm stepping down, you don't leave. You step down, but you stay. You step down, you still check on them. You continue working with them. Number 8, evaluate your succession plan periodically. Evaluate your succession plan periodically. You must continue evaluating your succession plan periodically, because you must have a succession criteria which is timed into quarters, into yearly basis. The point I'm making here is evaluate your succession plan periodically. Now we say that so-and-so is becoming the next managing director of Think Better, Do Better. We have planned for it. For the last 6 years, we have been planning for that. This person takes over. We don't leave this person. We keep on putting him on pressure, putting her on pressure. We evaluate this person. Is he making us sales? Is he increasing our profitability? Is he handling the staff very well? Is she exemplary to the rest of the team? Is she the person we thought she is? Because that's how you can evaluate periodically. You even have board meetings and say, okay, we are going to be evaluating our managing director. How far have you gone with this guy ever since she took over? We say, these are the terms. We give you terms of reference when we give you a job. If you don't perform, you are fired. Next, continue planning. Continue planning or continue planning succession. Continue planning succession. Now, succession is a continuous process. Succession is not a one-day event. Succession is continuous. So the point I'm making here, continue planning succession. Now, I would say succession is not final. It's not a destination. You don't quit because someone has come into my position. You stay, but you give them the powers to do stuff. But you watch from the distance and you guide. Continue mentoring these guys. Continue advising them. Continue being by their side. Because succession is a process, not an event. Now, you have to prepare your staff to take over, and you must be able to face challenges. There are going to be conflicts. You have got a successor, you have got a manager, you have got an MD. Others are fighting him, others are fighting her. How do you handle that? Because you still exist. Your board does exist. The directors, the founding directors still exist. Next, keep your succession ghost alive. Keep your succession ghost alive. Next rule, number 10, keep your succession ghost, G-H-O, ghost alive. Very interesting. You may be dead and you are not dead. That's how the Christian will think. Now, in business, that is the miracle we want to have going for you. How do I keep my ghost alive? How do I keep my business ghost alive? How does a person like Mukwano Enterprise in Uganda manage to do business for the last 150 years? How is it possible that Mukwano group of companies has been there for over 100 years? These are Asians. The ghost called Mukwano still survives today. Now, how does Mukwano do that? Keep your succession ghost alive. How do you keep it alive? You cultivate a culture, a business culture, a system that no one dares to tamper with. Now, that system is ethical. Something that is ethical outlives the founders. If we say we don't agree with corruption, we don't outsource through corruption, we don't corrupt bidding process, we don't give work on a sex basis, on a race basis, we give work on merit, trust me, your company is going to survive. If you think you are racist and you cannot give a Caucasian a job in your company, you cannot give an Asian a job in your company because you think you don't like them, you are going to fail. The ethical consideration must be give merit where it's due. Hire people on merit. Do systems that are clean, transparent. Pay workers. Reward excellence. Punish mediocrity, punish mediocrity. There is no way you can be part of my company. You make losses, and I don't fire you. I will fire you the next day, and I'll take you to court at the same time to pay for the losses. That's how hard I am. If I'm going to manage a company that is going to win, remember, I'm learning these lessons out of experience now. But now I cannot allow any worker to come and destroy my company. The ghost must be there. How does it keep on keeping on when you are gone? Because you left a culture. You left a culture. The ghost keeps on hovering over. They know that in this company, there is no corruption. We don't do this. We don't do this. We don't do this. These are our ethical considerations. These are our values. Next, always, always, always keep your family separate from your business entity. Separate family from business. That's the rule. Separate family from business. That is very important. That is very important. Many people in Africa have never mastered this rule. And I should even come near the screen. Many people in Africa have never mastered this role. If you have a company, your wife is going to come and abuse people, insult them. Your son is going to come and even box, punch workers, abuse them, insult them, tell them how this TV is their own. It's the sweat of their father, you know. The two entities are different. A business is different from a family. It does not necessarily mean that my son will become the MD of my company. Never. My son may be the most dense employee in the company. My son may be the most drunkard in the company. My son may be the most promiscuous in the company, the most rude, the most shabby, the most unpunctual in the company. How do I keep my son as the MD if he doesn't merit it? Yet someone from the north, someone can do this job better. So separate business from family. You can only give a family member a job on merit and on conditions well written. Every family member must have a contract. They must know their line. They must know their boundaries. And other directors, other managers must preside over, because business is different from family. The moment people in Africa understand that business must be different from family, your businesses will outlive you. Finally, keep a large pool. Keep a large pool. Keep a large pool. That's the principle I'm going to end with. Keep a large pool to select from. Now, I did say that if you're going to have a company succeeding when you are dead, outliving you, have a culture of success, of excellence, mentor these people when they are young, select best people from a bigger pool. Avoid always saying, this is my successor, this is my successor. This is not your family affair. Like where we see in Africa, people say, oh, this boy is going to be my successor. Business doesn't run like that. Always keep your options open. Have a large pool. Let there be like 10 possible successors that are going to take over the business, so that you know they have the discipline, the culture. Even when you are dead, they'll continue. And also they'll continue passing on the culture to the rest of the team. It goes back to systems that work. That's why a company like Leod's Bank has survived for the last 300 years. It has been nice having you. Always our videos are short so that you keep it interesting. See you in the next one. Kato Mukasa, think better, do good better. Stay safe, stay well. Bye-bye.